told you about it in our first hour, a major decision now by the Republican Party that will affect the 2016 presidential campaign race. The RNC today unanimously approving a resolution that would bar two networks, CNN and NBC, from participating in the party's primary debates. Why? Because those two networks are planning to produce and air programs about Hillary Clinton. The RNC believes the networks lean liberal and are trying to tip the political scales in favor of Democrats and perhaps the former Secretary of State and First Lady in particular. Let's go to our Fox News Watch panel now. Judy Miller is a Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative reporter and author. Kirsten Powers, a columnist for the Daily Beast. Both are Fox News contributors. Perhaps no surprise that the RNC voted this way, Kirsten, but what do you think about the rationale behind it?
Look, I understand that they're concerned because they feel the media is biased against them. But I have to say, we don't really even know what the miniseries is going to be like. Miniseries tend to be sort of salacious, so we could assume that they probably would bring up some things about the past of Hillary and Bill Clinton that they probably don't want people to be reminded of. So I wouldn't assume that this is necessarily going to be, as the RNC has claimed, just basically an advertisement for Hillary Clinton. That said, it makes sense for them to protest it because they really want fewer debates anyway, because the debates really ended up battering the candidates last time around. So in the end, it's probably a win-win for them. Well,
Alison Gollust, who is a spokesperson for CNN, actually issued a statement very similar to yours, suggesting that, you know, the research hasn't been done on these projects, the scripts haven't been written, and Gollust suggests that people should wait and see the actual, projects before decisions like these are made. Judy, what do you think? Should the entertainment divisions of these news companies or of these networks be in the business of promoting a presidential candidate?
Well, they're in the business of getting ratings and making money, and Hillary Clinton is certainly someone whom people are curious about. The Clintons just go on and on and on, and I think it's just actually silly for the Republican Party to do this because, first of all, we're talking about movies that are going to come out in 2014. Second of all, the election last time I checked is a long time away, though it may feel like it's forever. The other thing is, Charles Levinson, who's going to be doing the CNN documentary, which is not a miniseries, is a first-class, first-rate, very hard-hitting journalist, reporter, producer who won all kinds of prizes for Inside Job, his look at the financial crisis, and also Iraq. So I'm not sure that Hillary Clinton can be assured of a kind of puffball documentary. She, after all, has to answer some questions about Benghazi, among other issues. So I don't necessarily see why the Republicans are getting so hysterical.
So you think, Judy, it makes them look petty?
Yes, I do. And I mean, I understand why you would want to do it for fundraising, but I really think they should just calm down.
Kirsten, typically Republicans are, in favor of free markets and, lack of government control, that kind of thing. Are they maybe voting against their own principles in trying to punish these networks?
Well, it's not the government, it's the RNC, so that's not, it's not like they're passing a resolution against, the networks doing this kind of stuff. So, I would generally agree with what Judy said, except for the fact that I do think that they would like to cut down on the number of debates. So if it's in their interest, then it makes sense. If it wasn't for that, then I would say, yes, this is just really hysterical and there's no point to it. And really, honestly, Hillary Clinton has never really gotten that great a press. Sort of recently she's gotten a pass on Benghazi from most of the networks, but for the most part, people have been pretty critical of her. So, I would just echo what Judy said, which is wait and see what it's actually going to show, because I wouldn't be so sure that it's going to be this puff piece.
Well, but Judy, nobody's talking about doing features, feature films on Marco Rubio or, any of the other potential presidential candidates from the Republican side.
Well, not yet. Give it a chance. Look, I think the Republicans did great damage to themselves, as Kirsten said, by having so many debates in the last go-around. And I think fewer debates is probably in their interest, but I would have just been happier if they'd said fewer debates are in our interest, rather than CNN and NBC are liberal-leaning and we're worried about this. I mean, I just think that's silly, and it's also, by the way, not consistent with the Republican dedication to a free press.
Yeah, we will see if this ban on those networks holds. A lot could change between now and the campaign season. Judy Miller, Kirsten Powers, thank you both. You can catch more with my great panel when I host Fox News Watch this weekend. We cover the coverage of the week's top stories. It runs Saturday, 2:30 Eastern, right here on Fox News Channel.